Some fresh data for the past month shows that the house price downturn is now well and truly spreading across the nation. For more, we're joined by Will Murray in Brisbane. G'day, Will. Now, this drop is no longer confined to just Melbourne and Sydney.
That's right, James. It's spreading. It's no longer declining house price, and no longer just a Melbourne and Sydney thing, which is, of course, very good news for some of us, less good news for others. So according to Cotality data, house prices here in Brisbane fell 0.6% in July and 0.2% in Adelaide. Both those markets had previously been quite strong. Nationally, we saw a 0.7% decline in median house price, definitely led by Melbourne and Sydney still, which saw a 1.2 and 1.4% decline respectively. So regional house prices also came down slightly, but there are some capital cities still bucking the trend, particularly in Darwin, which saw reasonably strong growth. Meanwhile, Perth and Hobart lifted just slightly. And of course, James, these slight declines in some of these markets, other than Melbourne and Sydney, are certainly not enough to arrest what has overall been quite strong growth annually.
Yeah, especially over the past couple of years. Now, Will, what are some of the factors causing this decline?
Well, James, the factors that most economists agree on are largely to do with interest rate rises. Of course, we've seen three on the bump, which is impacting people's borrowing capacity. And then there are, of course, the federal government changes to capital gains tax and negative gearing, which are making property investment, much less attractive. Here in Brisbane, in particular, what economists are saying is we've seen quite a lot of properties come onto the market recently, and this is because previously, we haven't seen the decline in house prices. So people have been trying to sell their properties at the peak before the decline starts to impact the Brisbane market. So it'll be very interesting to see where property prices go in the coming months, depending on where interest rate rises go, and also depending on whether people now look at the decline in house values and say, well, I'm not going to sell my property anymore. I'll wait for the next peak of the market. So that's what economists will be watching, as I said, towards the end of the year, James.
Will, thank you very much for that.